Good day, viewers. I am Mr. Nawaka. Welcome to our program for grade 9 history lesson. Today we are going to learn about the period of suspicions and hostilities which existed between the USA and the USSR, namely the Cold War. And here are your lesson objectives. Define the term Cold War. Discuss the origin of the Cold War. In defining the term Cold War, we say it was the period of suspicions and hostilities between USA and Russia. It was a time when both sides built up military weapons to protect themselves from one another in case of an attack from either side. Even though they were not physically at war, but they were mutually antagonistic. Each feared and mistrusted each other, and each side began propagandas against each other. Discuss the origin and development of the Cold War. USA, Britain, and USSR met at the Yalta Conference to discuss about what will happen to Germany once it's defeated, and what will happen to Eastern European countries once the Second World War is over. Countries agreed to divide Germany into 4 zones and to be occupied by USA, Britain, France, and Russia. They also agreed that countries in Eastern Europe should be granted independence. They also agreed that Russia should withdraw from Eastern Europe. The Yalta Conference failed because USSR refused to withdraw from Eastern Europe, but continued to keep them unwillingly as communist states. USA accused USSR for using force in Eastern Europe, and USSR argued that the people of Eastern Europe should support each other as one bloc. The border between Eastern Europe and Western Europe was called Iron Curtain. All this led to tensions between the 2 superpowers. Now that we have come to the end of our lesson, which was the Cold War, let us have a recap on what we have learned. We defined the term Cold War. We said it was the period of suspicions and hostilities between USA and Russia. We discussed the origin and development of Cold War. People started using the term the Cold War about a year after the end of World War II to describe the hostile relations and military tension that had developed between the superpowers, namely the United States of America and the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. The wartime alliance between the 2 countries was replaced by suspicion and accusations. Although they were not physically at war, they were mutually antagonistic. Each feared and mistrusted the other. Each side began propaganda war against the other. Many historians believe that Cold War developed roots during the Yalta Conference of 1945. Make sure that you understood today's lesson. Until next time, goodbye.